So House Democrats are proposing a pretty good piece of legislation here. Check this out. House Democrats will introduce a bill next week that would require universal background checks for gun purchases. The proposal will be introduced Tuesday, according to lawmakers, on the 8th anniversary of former Representative Gabby Giffords' shooting. The bill calls for federal background checks to be required on all gun sales, including private transactions, with an exception for transfers between family members and temporary use of a gun for hunting purposes. Giffords, who was shot and severely wounded during a mass shooting in Arizona on January 8, 2011, will join House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Representative Mike Thompson on Tuesday to introduce the bill, dubbed H.R. 8, in honor of Giffords. Representative Peter King, a Republican from New York, told The Hill that he is also sponsoring the bill. Thompson, who leads a Democratic task force on gun violence, said in a statement announcing the legislation that the House's new Democratic majority will allow them to pass the legislation. So this is good. This is a step in the right direction. What I'm very interested to see is just how much they're willing to throw down and go to the mat over this. That I want to see. Because if you're not willing to fight on this one, you're not going to fight on anything. And I mean that. Because this is one of those issues where, depending on what poll you look at and at what time it was taken, up to 93% of the country supports universal background checks, including a majority of Republicans and including a majority of gun owners. So this one, I mean, is really one of the most open and shut issues in the country is universal background checks. Virtually everybody is in favor of it. So if you can't mount an attack on this, and you can't frame the debate, and you can't go after your opponents and go for the jugular, and you can't make this a political winner, you're useless. Now, a lot of this will depend on the media, too. How much will they cover it? How much will they talk about it? How much will they allow debate on it? And there's a decent chance that the media will just fucking gloss over it for whatever stupid Trump scandal of the day. If he, mumbled a curse or something, and they'll spend forever on it, or Rashida Tlaib doubles down again on saying motherfucker. Like, they might just totally drop the ball, and it could be on the media, but I want to see the Democrats make an effort. Because if you can't win on this one, there's no way we're winning on Medicare for all. Now, I'm not saying winning is passing it, because I get it. You have a Republican Senate, and you have a Donald Trump as president. So when I say passing it, winning is passing it in the House, but I don't expect it to become law. But what I expect is, I want to see this become a big story. Hey, it passes in the House. Why aren't the Republicans picking it up in the Senate? Why isn't Mitch McConnell allowing a vote? Why isn't Donald Trump speaking out in favor of this? Hey, do you guys see the polls? Do you guys see what's happening? Look at the numbers here. It will make a lot of noise if they're playing politics correctly. So don't hold your breath, because the Democrats almost never play politics correctly. So just keep that in mind as we see what happens. The article said it's going to happen next week. Wrong. It's going to happen tomorrow. Or actually, by the time this video drops, it'll probably be the day before, or maybe the day of. Something like that. But you tell me if you happen to see a lot of noise being made over this bill, because this is a wonderful bill, and if they go on the offense and they do a full court press, then this could be a political winner for the Democrats. So we'll see what happens, but I don't expect them to ever do the right thing, because they very rarely do.